2026 declared International Year of the Woman Farmer by the United Nations, an official recognition for those who, for millennia, have fed humanity in silence and too often without glory. Traveling to Esse, in the heart of Mfuya Famba, where FOSPAC brings together those who form the backbone of global food systems, we step through the door of a seed bank. Alongside poultry, we seek to understand as close as possible to the field, their realities, their practices, and their challenges.
I practice mixed farming. In the fields, we plant everything: plantain, cassava, peanuts, macabo, vegetables. So we do intercropping. You harvest the peanuts first. After 6 months, the peanuts are gone. What remains is cassava, macabo, and plantain. Like many rural women, poultry practices polyculture, a smart technique passed down through generations. Peanuts fix nitrogen in the soil, plantains provide shade. Nothing is lost, everything complements. But as many farmers, she operates within patterns that limit her autonomy. Here in our seed banks, we don't use fertilizers. We do organic farming. We grow first to eat. The rest, you can sell a little to meet the family's needs. This phrase sums up the reality. They grow first to survive. And too often, they depend on money their children send them from the city to make ends meet. The issue is not what they do, but how they do it. Moving beyond subsistence farming requires changing their practices. First of all, farming by habit, growing what has always been grown without questioning. The result? Crops that are sometimes unprofitable, even soil depleting. Second obstacle, organic misunderstood. I don't use fertilizers, I do organic. This phrase comes back like a mantra among the women interviewed. Distrust of chemicals has led many of them to reject fertilizing altogether, even natural methods. Some few techniques are applied at planting or when pest appears, but that is still far too little. Without regular fertilization, no living soil. Without living soil, no abundant harvest. Without abundant harvest, no significant income. Third obstacle, growing first to eat. It is legitimate but insufficient, because without market-oriented production, it is impossible to move beyond subsistence farming. Helping these women break free from these limiting patterns requires a clear, progressive, and structured path. First, produce better. Polyculture is an asset. It protects against total crop loss, it enriches the soil and diversifies the diet. But it also has limits. It makes mechanization difficult, which perpetuates the drudgery of tasks and does not always allow for the yields needed to sell. To optimize it, they have to find a balanced mix between diversified food plots and plots dedicated to cash crops. They should also replace the hoe and the daba with push seeders and wheel hoes. And above all, they really need to systematize natural fertilization practices throughout the entire growing cycle. Today, with peanut that fit in a 5-liter bucket, poultry harvests about 30 kilograms of peanuts, a respectable yield, but one that could be multiplied with better nourished soil. It is precisely to address this challenge that researchers are working alongside with women in the field. Polyculture and agroecology hand in hand, this is the essence of the partnership between RAD and CRAPAC within the framework of the Radius program. We are here to encourage producers to limit chemical inputs while teaching them how to produce better. We all share the same goal, to produce by imitating nature. And also the small methods you spoke about, the use of ash, ndole, we want to capitalize them. After learning to produce better, the second step is knowing how to preserve and process. A crate of fresh tomatoes sells for very little, but once processed, its value is multiplied. Third step, sell together. Because alone, a woman is at the mercy of middlemen, but in a cooperative, she gains bargaining power and can significantly increase her income. But not everything depends on them. Even with improved practices in organization, women face a reality beyond their control: climate change. The seasons are no longer reliable. Rains come too early or too late. Droughts are lengthening. Floods devastate fields. Facing climate crisis, support from organizations like ACJM is vital. This Pan-African feminist movement for climate justice strongly backed this edition of FOSPAC. With its support, every seed bank received a financial grant. Peasant seeds were given to all visitors, and the 8 seed banks received extra support to secure their long-term access to genetic resources. These seeds will be multiplied, stored, and integrated into long-term conservation systems to prevent the erosion of peasant varieties. Added to this climate challenge are structural barriers. First among them, access to land. Because land is generally passed down through inheritance, and women are largely forgotten when it comes to succession issues. Less than 15% of rural women own the land they cultivate. Add to that land grabbing by large industries, and they often find themselves on teeny plots. This obstacle cannot be overcome by them alone. Another structural barrier, the legal framework. In Cameroon and across sub-Saharan Africa, more than 80% of planted seeds comes from farmer-managed systems. Yet these seeds have no legal status. The 2001 seed law ignores their existence. And no woman can fight this battle alone. They need the support of organizations like RAD, ACJM, Global Fund for Women, AFSA, and CRAPAC. Actors who support, train, document, and carry out essential advocacy for fairer and more resilient food systems. A woman with access to land is a root that anchors. A woman who knows how to produce is a forest that grows. A woman who sells and earns is a whole community that moves forward. The International Year of the Women Farmer will last only 12 months, but what it brings to light must last far beyond.